Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and begin the City Council meeting for today, April 27th.
Recording in progress.
Good evening, everyone. We'll go ahead and get the meeting started for today, April 27th, 2022. Could we please have a roll call? And who's got first? Is it Jill?
Yes, it's Jill.
Jill, can you do a roll call for us?
Here.
Vice Mayor Walter. And for the record, we have Councilmember Cruz and Mayor Lands are absent.
Thank you, Jill. Conflict of interest declarations. Anything?
I understand we're going to pull item G2 on the lighting and landscape. So I guess we are going to pull that, City Manager? So I will not have to recuse myself for Zone 3. Just want to confirm that. Okay. Thank you.
As Councilman Powell said, the item has been pulled, so. Let's move on to public comment. I'm sorry, David. Agenda review, were you going to pull that item G2?
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Just for the record, staff is recommending pulling item G2. This is the item regarding the Landscape Lighting Assessment District and moving that to your next agenda on May 11th.
Thank you, David.
Public comment, any person wishing to speak to the city council on any item that's not on the agenda may do so at this time. Members of the public have the right to speak on any item that is going to be on the agenda when the council discusses that item. Is there anyone that has their hand raised up at the Performing Arts Center?
No.
Okay.
No hands raised, no members of the public.
Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and close the public comment section and come to a proclamation and presentations. And is our student liaison there? Good, Floppy?
She's here, she's preparing.
Okay.
Thank you. All semester students have been rehearsing for the spring play and it's ready. Tomorrow is opening night for the spring play, Almost Maine. It is held at the high school and it will begin at 7 p.m. They will be performing on Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. as well. Congratulations to our April Students of the Month, Dylan Glockner, Maritza Lara, Nico Cardenas, and Noel Donch. Congratulations to the Interact Club on their Citrus Fair exhibit. The board won first prize and best of show. Very well done. Rotary Club is funding 5 scholarships for Cloverdale High School students. Be sure to apply. Prom is on May 14th, 2022. Students are buzzing with excitement and tickets are on sale as of today. The tennis team has CMCs on Friday. We wish them luck. As for baseball, they will be playing Lower Lake this Friday, along with softball in Lower Lake as well. Students are currently finishing up their community service hours for this year, which is a graduation requirement. And lastly, juniors had state testing today for science, and tomorrow seniors will be testing as well. And that concludes my report.
So thank you.
Council members, any questions? Okay.
No question.
I see no hands in the public, so why don't we go
Ahead and move on. And I have to just take a minute and congratulate staff. This is the first Zoom report that meeting that I've done in a while. Everything is perfect. The pictures, the audio, the sound. So I think we might have finally gotten it right. So thank you. Next C2 is proclamations, and it's Municipal Clerks Week. And Mr. Kelly, were you going to share with us that proclamation?
So, Vice Mayor, I'm very happy to read the proclamation this evening for the benefit of the council and our community, but also for members of our audience. With your permission, I'll go ahead and begin. This is a city council proclamation declaring May 1st through May 7th of 2022 as Municipal Clerks Week. Whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world and serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas the office of the municipal clerk is the earliest established public service and provides the professional link between citizens, local governing bodies, and other government agencies. And whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in educational programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, province, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it's most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk. Whereas May 1st through May 7th, 2022 will be the 53rd annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week. And whereas initiated in 1969 by the International Institute of Municipal Clerks and endorsed by all of its members throughout the United States, Canada, and 15 other countries, Municipal Clerks Week is a time of celebration and reflection of the importance of the city clerk's office. Now, therefore, it be resolved that Vice Mayor Walter and the members of the City Council declare the week of May 1st to 7th as Municipal Clerks Week in Cloverdale. And I want to note, Council further extends their appreciation to our most recent municipal clerk, Jill Garibaldi, our interim city clerks, Lori Frontella and Yvonne Spence, and to all municipal clerks, past, present, and future, for their vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. Presented this day, April 27th. Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, David. Council members, would you have any comments that you'd like to share?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I just want to say, having had the privilege of working in municipal government my entire life, I've worked with many, many municipal clerks throughout those years. And I got to say, they're invaluable, both to the community and to our staff. They do so much, and they're just always there, attentive to the needs to make things go smoothly. And I've had the privilege of working with Jill just here, who's filling in as an interim right now, along with Lori and Yvonne. And I know on our agenda we have a new municipal clerk coming on board, and we'll hold that until that time. But I just want to say thank you to all of them. This is well deserved. You guys are invaluable. Thank you.
And if I might, Mr. Mayor or Mr. Vice Mayor, great, thank you. This is clerks, until you're an elected official or probably a member of staff, you do not understand how vital they are to our democracy and to our communities. I have so much admiration for our clerks from the past. Jill, who's making a reappearance, and I have so much respect for her and the work she does. It is so vital. They run the nuts and bolts of our elections. They certify our resolutions and our signatures, and they just are so important to the community. And I'm glad we have an opportunity to talk about them and honor them like this, because the community needs to have a better understanding of the role that our professional staff play and the pivotal role that clerks play. And when they're professional and everything is tight as a drum and everything is on time, and that's great, but when they are great people who love their communities and who are dedicated and who are great to work with, it's even better. And we've been very lucky to have those kinds of people here in Cloverdale. So I'm just happy to see this resolution, and hope that if there's anybody out there watching on YouTube that you understand how important they are to the functioning and completing the business of the city, and how much our clerks over the years have added to our work culture and have just been a great part of the team. So just thank you all the clerks, past, present, and future.
Thank you, Councilman Bagby. I'll just add a couple of words without being redundant. Jill, I want to especially thank you for stepping forward the way you have to help us out through this lean time without a city clerk or municipal clerk. And if you ever want to know what they do, have that position empty. and then you'll quickly figure it out. So thank you for all the hard work that you do. That we have is Susie. So Jill, if you see anyone in the public that has their raised hand at any time, just let me know. Otherwise, we're going to move forward to the consent calendar. All items on the consent calendar will be considered together by one motion of the City Council, unless any council member or member of the public requests that any item be removed and considered separately. So at this point, I'd like to see if there's anyone looking to pull a consent item. I see no one, so let's go ahead and approve the consent calendar. Someone who would like to make that motion?
Were you looking for a motion, Vice Mayor? I couldn't quite hear the end of that.
Yes, we have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember Bagby,
Aye.
Councilmember Paula,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Walter,
Aye.
And for the record, Councilmember Cruz
Mayor Lands are absent.
Communications? Mr. City Manager, any communications at this point?
Or excuse me, Vice Mayor, no communications at this time.
Okay. There are no public hearing items. So the next item will be new business. Consider adopting a resolution approving an individual at-will employment agreement. And David, is this you?
Walter, members of council, that I will address this item. And it's with great pleasure that I bring this request forward. Tonight is there a resolution approving an at-will employment agreement with Mr. Michael Maloney for the position of city clerk, as we just recognized via proclamation this evening. Michael is joined us. He's in the audience. The agenda report covers the key provisions in the employment agreement, which we're asking council to adopt by resolution this evening. The employment agreement is consistent with other employment agreements that you've approved for our senior staff or senior managers. The term of the agreement is starting May 2nd, so we're looking forward to bringing Michael on and starting this very next Monday, and would continue until terminated by either party as set forth in Section 3 of the agreement. The base compensation for the position is $93,902.30 annually. This is the step one in the adopted city clerk schedule. The employee is subject to the standard merit system, subject to a successful performance evaluation, and we've agreed that he could move to a step two with a successful performance evaluation after the first 6 months. Other provisions in the agreement include, again, standard provisions for severance, vacation leave, sick leave, a mobile device stipend. I'm certain we'll be communicating via cell phone quite frequently. And of course, in accordance with the council's approval of budget, funding for professional development and continuing education as is appropriate for the city clerk position. The at-will employment agreement is attached, included in the packet. At this time, I'd like to just take the opportunity to introduce Mr. Maloney and kind of give you a little background and overview. I was really impressed with his employment application. He had quite a few certificates that included showing his real commitment to additional education. Mr. Maloney is a Sonoma County native. He's now proudly, I can say, a city of Cloverdale resident. So that means he can get to work very quickly in the morning. He is a graduate of Pioneer High School. Can't say he's a graduate of Cloverdale High School, but Pioneer High School. And also, notably, he's an Eagle Scout, which is, quite something to achieve. In terms of his experience, he's worked as an administrative professional for the last 9 years, serving in the last 6 as the administrative secretary for the City of Santa Rosa Planning Department. He's served in the capacity as their planning department records manager for the planning division. And some of the responsibilities which is associated with the city clerk include responsibility for legal noticing, agenda minute taking, and resolution processing. Prior to that, he served for 3 years as a senior administrative assistant in Public Works. And kind of near and dear to my heart, he had a number of various roles in working as the city of Santa Rosa, which I think that experience he'll bring to his role as city clerk, including serving as a lifeguard and a parking attendant, so, among others. In terms of his education, he has an associate's degree from SRJC. I think maybe close to Councilmember Paula is in I think it was criminal justice. And he's currently working on his bachelor's degree in public administration. As I noted earlier, he's achieved a number of awards. I've noted some, including certification of excellence from the Professional Administrative Certification of Excellence, or PACE. He received a 10-year service award from City of Santa Rosa in 2017. There's a number of FEMA training emergency certificates in the packet. I noted that it's an all-hazard incident management course. He's also completed his American Red Cross certificate in training in first aid and CPR. And something very important for the clerk's role is his experience with Civic Plus, which is our website provider, and that's going to be a key tool for the clerk, is to manage the content on the website. And certainly, last but not least, Granicus. So we look forward to some real improvements in Granicus, and I think he brings with him a real strong background in technology, and I think that's going to be a key aspect of the clerk's position going forward. There's more and more we're moving quickly with adopting new technologies in the municipal clerk's office, and I know Mr. Maloney will be a real leader in that capacity. So I'd like to introduce Mr. Maloney. Maloney, Michael, if you wouldn't mind maybe coming to the dais and saying hi to our members of our city council. We do have our mayor and our Councilmember Cruz are absent today. I know they would welcome you, but joining us is our Vice Mayor, Gus Walter, our Councilmember Joe Paula, and Councilmember Melanie Bagby. So maybe if you can say hello. And
there we go.
There you go.
Vice Mayor and members of the council, thank you for having me tonight, and thank you for the opportunity. I'm really excited about it. As David mentioned, I have a lot of administrative professional experience, and I'm excited to bring it to Santa Rosa. I think that it'll be a good fit for all of us. I'm really excited to live here now. I moved in. I'm still living out of boxes, but we're getting there. But yeah, I just wanted short and sweet. It seems like you got most of it, but I'll be happy to work with all of you and support and help in any way I can. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. But
No questions, if I can. Vice Mayor, I just want to say welcome. We're really excited, and I look forward to getting to know you, and hopefully I look forward to getting our technology up to speed. It needs it.
Yeah, welcome, Michael. It's really great to have you on board. I'm glad that you're not going to have to be doing that commute. And I think you're really going to enjoy yourself here. I'm a Santa Rosa native, and so moved to Cloverdale myself 22 years ago. And here I am. So it's really a great place to live and work. So we're really happy to have you here. And I'm very excited to hear about the technology aspect, because that's something that we always can use a hand. As you've probably heard when we started the meeting, we were just thrilled that we got it off the ground at 6 o'clock. So it's been a little bit of a challenge, but we look forward to working with you and getting to know you. So welcome.
Michael, do you go by Mike or Michael?
I usually go by Mike.
Mike? Okay. Well, Mike, I just want to say welcome aboard. I'm at a disadvantage because I can't see you, but I will definitely stop by City Hall. I believe you start on Monday.
That's correct, yes.
Yes. I'll stop by on Monday and make sure I say hello. Once again, welcome aboard. If there's anything we can do to help you, I know our city manager, David Kelly, has made the commitment that we're going to get you all the help you need to get you fine-tuned in that current position. So look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I see no hands in the public.
Being raised. So why don't we go ahead and move on to subcommittees? But before we,
I'd like to go ahead and introduce the resolution by title only. If I could, resolution of City Council, City of Cloverdale approving an at-will employment agreement with Michael Maloney for the City of Cloverdale City Clerk and authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement on behalf of the city.
Second.
Councilmember,
Thank you.
Just to clarify, you said
Introduced, but adopt the resolution was the motion.
Correct. Adopt. Thank you.
Councilmember Paula,
Aye.
Councilmember Bagby,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Walter. And again, for the record, Councilmember Cruz and Mayor Lands are absent.
within the half-hour window.
I do want to be honest, Mr. Vice Mayor.
If we could move this along, that would be great.
Our police chief, Jason Ferguson, reminded me that we skipped over the Pledge of Allegiance. So that's very important to me, and I'm sure all of us. So why don't we just take a moment and say the Pledge of Allegiance, if you would. I'm going to turn around and face it.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
And Jason, thank you for that reminder. Let's go ahead and move on to subcommittee reports. The first one.
If I can, just to make a quick comment, I just wanted to note that we have a member in our audience, Mr. Dan Brecciolini. I believe Dan was, Mr. Brecciolini is here probably for item G2. And just to share with Mr. Brecciolini that due to a lack of quorum on the item, the item was pulled from the agenda tonight and moved to May 11th. So we'll be bringing that back. In the meantime, feel welcome to, if there's any particular, now that you've seen the draft report, feel welcome to reach out to me with any questions or comments, and I'll follow up.
Thank you, David. And Alex, should I open public comment for this item because we pulled it? A little guidance there?
Just a motion to move it to May 10th, too, if there's no public comment, would be appropriate, Mr. Vice Mayor.
Okay. Then I guess it's time for subcommittee items.
Mr. Vice Mayor, before you do that, just
Motion just to move G2 to the May 11th.
Mr. Vice Mayor, I'll move to continue or move item G2 to our next agenda.
I'll second that.
Please, Jill.
Councilmember Bagby.
Aye.
Councilmember Paula,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Walter. Council members Cruz and Mayor Lands are absent.
I spoke a little too soon. I'm not hearing very good with the echo there, but just interrupt if I missed anything. Subcommittee reports, finance, administration, and police. Our next meeting is May 2nd, 1:30 at the library. Planning and sustainability.
Our next meeting is June
21st at 1:30, and I believe that's also at the library.
Public Works, the next meeting is May 24th at 1:30 at the library. I think it's going to be at the library, but we'll see. And Joe, did you want to add anything that we discussed? I know I'm excited that we're finally going to get the pickleball courts moving forward, as well as the public restroom in the plaza. But was there anything you wanted to add to that report?
No, Mr. Vice Mayor. Forward, we gave direction to staff to bring that up. I believe it's going to come on May 11th. And it's very exciting. I know there's a big demand within the community, and we're just so excited that we're actually going to see this happen. So thank you.
Joint City Cloverdale Fire District. Their next meeting, it looks like, is going to be June 13th, and that's going to be 5 o'clock. And I believe we have those, Melanie, at the fire district? Yes. Okay, thank you. How about the Joint City Cloverdale Unified School District?
Mayor, the next meeting's tentatively scheduled for May 16th at 4:30, and it'll be probably in the maker space at the school district or the library. I think it'll be the maker space.
It'll be at the
maker space at the school district.
And the Homeless Community Advisory Group, it looks like they'll be meeting on May 10th at 1:30.
That's correct. It'll be at the library as well.
Subcommittee reports? Any verbal reports?
No verbal reports, Vice Mayor.
Council reports?
I submitted my report in writing, Mr. Vice Mayor.
And as I did. Thank you.
Reports? Followed by legislative reports, letters of support or opposition, city manager, city attorney reports. Anything?
No reports, Vice Mayor.
No.
How about a update on the current impact to water supply?
We have a brief report to provide. There is a memo in the agenda packet to address the City Council. There was a fairly in-depth discussion and presentation provided to the Public Works Subcommittee at our meeting on Tuesday this week. The memorandum is intended to keep the council current on the Russian River drought response effort that's currently underway. There's been a steering committee established of stakeholders in the Upper Russian River by the State Water Board. The effort really is truly a voluntary effort intended to prepare an agreement to address water usage by the key stakeholders within the Upper Russian River. The memo provides a kind of an overview of the legal framework for the agreement and provides kind of the background and the next steps that we anticipate will be taken relative to the agreement. There is two state board meetings that are going to be or that are scheduled in May, where we believe that the state board will, as part of their annual actions, adopt emergency regulations to address ongoing drought conditions. As we know, we're currently subject to a curtailment order that's been issued by the state board. It's fully anticipated that the state board is going to adopt updated emergency regulations that will continue the curtailment, but as part of that curtailment order, adopt some new standards and what they're calling an off-ramp, which it will provide for this drought agreement. It was previously referred to as a voluntary drought agreement, an acknowledgement that it's reflective. It's been modified to try to address the water rights of the stakeholders within the Upper Russian watershed. They're now calling it a water forbearance program and agreement. So included in your program is a version of the current draft. It's been in process. Ultimately, we are going to be bringing this back to first the Public Works Subcommittee and then the Council to decide whether this is a particular, well, assuming the State Board does approve this process, it is subject to their discretion. We believe that they will likely approve it, but of course, it is subject to their final approval to enable the forbearance program. Ultimately, when we bring it forward for council, it'll be a decision as to whether participation in the program has merit for the city. Currently, we think it is favorable the way it's written. do want to acknowledge that the city of Cloverdale is a senior water right holder. So, anytime, we give something up that, it benefits some of the junior water right holders. But with that said, we think it does provide a little bit of additional opportunities for versus curtailment. And so we'll be prepared to outline that as the agreement gets finalized, as the state board takes further action. We'll bring this forward. Our goal is really to ensure that the council is kind of kept up to date. It's been a complicated, ongoing effort. We're tracking it closely, both through our city engineering department, but also through our legal counsel in Myers-Nave. We've been looking at this very closely, so we'll be bringing that forward. Kind of the message really is that while we've certainly been delighted to get this additional rain, and Lake Mendocino is in better shape this year than last, it's pretty clear that we're going to continue to experience drought conditions, and as such, we do ask our residents, our water users, to continue to be mindful of their water use and take steps to support conservation in our community. So that's the end of my report, Vice Mayor. Happy to entertain any questions that either you or the council has.
Thank you, David. Council members, any questions?
I have one question. David, are we following AB 1434? Alex, do you know anything about that yet? It's the state legislation looking to it's going to be phased in over time, lowering the gallons per water per day for individual use. I just was wondering if we might want to put that on our radar.
Thank you, Councilmember Bagby. I'll definitely put that. I've made a note, AB 1434. We'll take a look at that. I'll ask our city attorney to, we can pull up that legislation, get any documentation we might be able to obtain from the League of California Cities, of course, and just better understand the legislation and what impacts it might have.
Any questions from CPAC or out there in virtual land? I see no hands raised.
No hands.
Okay. Well, then I think that brings us to council discussion on future agenda items. Council members, no?
None at this time.
Okay. Well, then why don't we go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Before we do that, I'd like to thank staff. And Jill, once again, thank you for what you're doing for us. Hector, Susie, thank you for coming as well. With that being said, let's adjourn the meeting at
6:33.
6:33. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys, and thank you all.